and they open up that like garage door. So he said, okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our city. It is November 27th of 2018, and I can't even believe it's only November when you look out and see all the snow that we have. I hope that all of you survived the huge winter storm that we had. Of course, the kids were all praying for a snow day, my husband included. He prayed with the kids at lunch that day to have a snow day, so blame it on him. Anyway, we had a nice time at Thanksgiving, and I hope that all of you did as well. There were so many volunteers out in the community helping others, doing things for people that didn't have anywhere to go. And much thanks to all of you that welcomed other people into your home, or helped provide a meal, or helped volunteer, and just for being part of our community and helping one another. We're very blessed to be here, and I appreciate it, and I know everyone else does as well. So our first guest tonight is Megan Francis, and she's with Sunnybrook. Is there something after Sunnybrook?
Sunnybrook Assisted Living and Memory Care.
Okay, long name then.
Yes.
That's why we just call it Sunnybrook.
That's why we're just Sunnybrook.
That's right. Well, welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So you were here a few months ago, but we are glad to have you back because you have some exciting stuff coming up.
Thank you. Yeah, last time I was here was for Memory Cafe.
Right. And that's still going, right?
It is still going.
You want to give us a heads up on what that is all about?
Yeah, so and the way it's kind of come together, so this is kind of a good update of what's gone on with it. But it's kind of a caregiver support group, but a little bit more relaxed.
Sure.
More of kind of a friendship support group. So we've got some caregivers and family members. We get together for coffee, and we've talked about what's going on in town and performances to go to and artists to go to and things that are going on and books we've read and trips we're going on. And then we also do talk about just some of the challenges we're seeing and does anybody else need some help. But it's been great fun. It's a good time to just kind of stop and take your mind away from things and and have a new conversation. So it's been really good.
You want to give us a heads up on what that is all about?
Yeah, so
you have that at the Coffee Belt,
together.
Right?
It's at the Coffee Belt.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been just a great fun environment, nice and relaxed, and it's the second Thursday of every month, 10:30 to noon. Sunnybrook is buying the coffee.
Okay.
So, and it's with Senior Resources as well.
Oh, so you're collaborating with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everybody is welcome to come and have some coffee and conversation with us.
That sounds great.
And then if we can help with any of the challenges as well.
Sure. Yeah. You know, I run and facilitate a grandparents raising grandchildren support group. And what I find is that their lives are so touched just by being able to come together with other people that are in like circumstances. Yeah. Even if they're not that entire time talking about what they're going through, just being with other people that know what they're going through gives them a calm, gives them a bonding with one another, and they just really lean on one another. Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah. It's just amazing. I don't think most people that aren't in that circumstance can quite understand how it works for them.
Yeah, I think the name support group
Yes.
just has a bad connotation
It does.
with it.
It does.
So that's why the Memory Cafe and the coffee chat just
Sure.
It
Sure.
is lighthearted, but if you do have something that you know that you do need help with, we're there for that as well.
Sure.
So yeah, everybody's welcome out.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
even if
great.
you're not really going through something now, or you went with someone
Sure.
something previously, you know.
And helpful hints.
Yeah.
You know, we're always looking for helpful tips. Like when I went through that particular thing, this is what we did, this worked, this didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, don't we all want that?
Right.
Yes.
Right. Yep. If there were an instruction book for everything.
Exactly. Exactly. So now this time you're coming to share some stuff. Well, you have your holiday party coming up.
Yeah, Friday night we're doing just a little holiday kickoff. We've done this before in the middle of December, but this year we've got a bigger event going on. But the holidays are just fun.
Oh, I
So
know.
we've been decorating. We've got some trees up and stuff. But we are going to put the final trimmings on our big tree. We're going to light it up and then just have some cocoa and just kind of kick off the holidays
sure.
together. And Santa and Mrs. Claus, of course, will be.
Of course.
Yeah.
Gotta have them.
Yeah.
I love the holiday season. Christmas is so special, and it just puts everybody in a wonderful mood. And
Yeah.
I think that's great that
Yeah.
they get to be involved and do different things and welcome everybody into their home.
Yeah. And that's a big thing. We just celebrated Thanksgiving.
Sure.
We were talking about Thanksgivings with your family. We celebrated at Sunnybrook the week before.
Okay.
We had 150 guests in. And being able to sit down the way you would, have your
At home.
family and friends come in and have a nice meal and sit and talk. That's what it's all about, and that's what our goal is. And then on Thanksgiving, we had a lot of residents still invite more family in and host their Thanksgiving in our community because it is their home.
Sure it is.
Yeah.
Sure it is. I just love all of the wonderful things you guys do at Sunnybrook, keeping the people that live there all engaged.
Yeah. Yeah.
And doing things, and the people, I'm sure you guys are just amazed and appreciate so much the way the community comes out to come there.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. And just the collaborations that we've made in the last few years. So working with Senior Resources, our Wee Bowling. We had the police department out today. They got beat.
Of course.
We've had some members from Media Tree here, your group, come out. They got beat. But it's just so much fun.
Oh, sure.
And yeah, we had Toyota Muscatine come out twice because they didn't get on the leaderboard the first time, so they wanted to get on the leaderboard the second time. And it's just, it's that time to just have fun. And we have residents who have given so much to this community over their lives.
Yes, you do.
That to keep them in touch with that is what it's all about.
Sure.
That's really what our goal is. And next month, December 20th, we'll have Contrary Brewery coming out for our lifelong learning. And they're going to just tell us about their experience in starting up their business, how the brewing process works. And then we're going to head out to their brewery at some time too and,
there you go.
and check it out.
I love the little day trips you guys are always doing.
Yep. This
That's great.
It's been a good one. We got this bus.
Yes.
You got to use it. And this winter they'll be going to the casino every Thursday. The second and fourth Thursdays of every month, we're opening that up if anyone wants to join us.
Nice.
So head out to the casino and
Sure.
spend an afternoon. And but yeah, just those things that maybe you wouldn't do once you lose a license, or
yes.
you just don't have people around. And I love that he just brought up that picture, Over the Edge.
Yes.
How much fun was that?
Oh, it was
And
amazing,
then
wasn't it?
They let our bus come right in under the building there.
So they could watch.
And our residents were able to watch our 3 staff members that went over the edge. And
That's so fun.
That's where the community comes together.
It is.
And
It is.
Yeah, it's just really cool to
Yep.
have those experiences. And they were right out there screaming and cheering us on. And I heard them as I was going down. So that helped.
Oh, that makes it more special, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. It's
So
fun.
that holiday party is This Friday at 6 o'clock.
Yep, at 6
Sunnybrook.
o'clock, and it's open to everybody.
Anybody can come.
Anybody can come
That's
get your
great.
picture with Santa, come help fluff our tree
Uh-huh.
or put the ornaments up and have some cocoa.
And I love seeing all the children come in and out.
Yeah, we've
And
got
I'm
a
sure the
lot of
residents do,
families.
too.
And if your family is further away and not able to come by all the time, the families are just intermingling. I mean, there are kids that hang out there with, and we don't actually know what residents are going to because they're just hanging out with everybody. And that's really the home environment that we want to provide all the time.
Who wouldn't want to live there? Sure.
My kids live there. My kids are there
all the time.
Yep, there they are at our petting zoo. Yeah.
So then Friday, December 14th, you've got two things going on.
Yeah, it's an
wow.
all-day event. So this year, Sunnybrook has celebrated 10 years in Muscatine.
That's crazy. I can't believe it's been 10 years.
Yeah, and it's and I really feel like, I mean, we're in a gorgeous spot, tucked back a little bit, and nice, quiet area, but people are still discovering what we're doing.
Yes.
And so 10 years, all day we'll be having open house. We've got a resident fair going on. So our sewing knitting group that meets every Tuesday, they're making some products for sale. We've got some cookie jar, cookies in a jar.
Oh, sure.
Some candles and stuff that we've made all summer.
Like a little craft fair.
A little craft fair.
Yes.
So those will be open for a little bit of shopping and to see what our residents are doing. Our art gallery, which we opened this year, our resident art gallery with resident artwork will be open as well for viewing, with a new collection done in collaboration with a youth group from the middle school called the Skittles Youth Group, and they came in and did a collection with us. So theirs will be up for that, and just tours of the community and a chance to really see what Sunnybrook is and how we're really taking assisted living to a new level, and making it really about the residents.
Exactly, and helping them still enjoy life.
Yeah.
And be engaged and do all the things that they've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
They might have a physical challenge or two, but you can overcome that.
We can help with those things. So we can, bring in speakers, bring in guests, bring in groups. We have our bus with a lift, so we can help get you out to appointments, to do some of those errands. We can help overcome those challenges so you can actually remain more independent.
Yes.
For
as long as you can. That's right. That's right.
So
very important.
Yeah, and then
so that's from 10 to 3.
10 to 3, and then we're gonna maybe nap for a moment.
Okay, a very short little moment. It could be like an hour and a half.
An hour and a half. Then we're going to have just a nice supper with dessert and a toast. And then we've got Thad Burkamper, TV Mentalism, coming out and just doing a fun
they're gonna
show.
Love it.
And he's great.
Yeah.
And he came out and did a staff meeting for us, and we knew we had to have him for this event. So it should just be a fun day again.
Open house,
celebrate
crafts,
with family,
and then the big finale.
Yeah, 10 years.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, we've been making memories for 10 years, and we're going to continue doing that.
That's amazing. That is great. And you've got other stuff in the meantime going on.
Yeah, there's something kind of all the time.
Yeah.
We have started, one of our big things in going into 2019, that's where we're headed, right? I know. Goodness. Is we're really bumping up our fundraising. Our residents have always given back to our community. They've been integral parts of our community, and so we've really ramped up our fundraising. We've done a lot over the summer for the Alzheimer's Association. We've also started these community fundraising lunches. We started with Over the Edge. We raised $750 with to-go lunches and delivery lunches and 25 guests in our community. Last month we raised $300 for the Muskie Locker. Just to replenish them as they head into the holidays and make sure those students have what they need. And then on the 12th, we're going to have another fundraising lunch. So that will be posted up soon. And I'm still confirming a few details on where that will be going, but it should be coming up. And so look for that as well. More opportunities to give back in the
a lot of
future.
people are wanting these lunches.
Yeah, they're good.
Yes.
They're really good. And December's is pork tenderloin. That's really good. So
okay, there you
look
go.
for it.
I know the spaghetti.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. I know Amy Hessel at the Y said, anybody who needs me to get lunches, I'll go pick them up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 It's been fun. And that's just fun coming together.
And they're involved,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's important. You're right. They've given back to our community their entire lives.
Yeah.
And so they want to keep doing that.
Yeah.
They want to still be a part of and help others.
Yeah, and I actually had someone ask me on a tour once, and he's a business leader in town, and he said, why is Sunnybrook different? Tell me what makes you different. And I said to him, it's our involvement in the community. I said, you've always been involved in this community. Can you imagine going in somewhere and having that end?
Yeah.
That's what you're afraid of. I said, it's not going to happen. We are going to find people to bring into you. We're going to find organizations, volunteer opportunities. You were saying that you saw one of our residents out ringing the bell.
Yes.
Make sure he gets
yes.
out there every year, picks a bus day, that we provide the transportation, signs up, still goes out to Hy-Vee and makes sure he's ringing that bell. So it's those things that we're going to make sure that you can still stay connected. Every week we have 2 to 3 days of the week that residents are bringing in card groups, church groups, service groups, just all these groups coming in, having their meetings. And just the way you would have in your home when it was your turn to rotate,
Sure.
you need to continue with that.
Yep.
And that's the difference.
It's so important.
It does. Yeah.
I'm involved with and a member of an organization called Generations United, and they do all kinds of projects, bringing the generations together, and how it doesn't matter if you're a child and an older person, or if you're middle-aged or a young adult.
Yeah.
We all live and work and play together, and and we need to cherish that and embrace it.
Yeah.
Because we all have positive things to be able to participate and to be able to give others.
Yeah, and that's been one of the fun things too with our collaborations is we have had more and more youth groups coming to us.
I love that.
We have a youth group coming in to do gingerbread houses. The Muscatine Queens will be out to do some singing and event with us.
They do a great job getting out and volunteering.
And it's, and it's those things that our residents appreciate, but it's such a great experience for kids too.
It is. It is.
To get that contact with the generation and learn from. So it's a special place. And every day we're trying something to make it.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I've been there for lunches and meetings and different activities. Our granddaughter was in a play, and they had auditions there. So just it doesn't feel like you would think the old way it used to appear in your mind, like a nursing home. It's not like that at all. It's a home. Yeah. It looks and feels like a home.
And I think people realize that right when they walk in the door.
I do too.
But it takes coming to an event or seeing something to really do that. We hosted our first dinner theater, mystery dinner theater. We did it desserts, but the Pearl City Players came out and played out a mystery in front of us, and we tried to figure out who had done it.
Oh, how fun.
You just want to be having those experiences and having fun and forget about, what that thing is that you need assistance with. Yep. Because it's not, those are the things we can do.
That's right.
And I'm going to say our staff too, our caregivers are phenomenal. They just care.
It makes all the
about
difference
the residents
in the world.
Like family.
It's not a job.
Yeah. It is not,
Yes.
And we are honored to be in their home.
That is so great.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate all you do for the people that live there and the community.
Yeah.
I mean, we're very, very grateful that you guys are out there. Oh, yes.
Yeah, out voting.
Yep.
They were voting.
Isn't that amazing?
Some did absentee and some said, no, we want to be at the polls, and we made sure they were there.
That's great.
Yep.
That is just great. I applaud you for the way you're able to keep them involved.
Thank you.
That it makes all the difference for them and for us.
Yeah.
It does. Well, anything that we didn't talk about that you want to give everybody a heads up on? I was going through. I don't see anything we missed.
We got most of them.
All right.
So follow our Facebook.
Okay.
Like us on Facebook.
Sunnybrook of Muscatine.
Sunnybrook at Muscatine.
Okay.
Yep, and that's the fun. I mean, we've got the events up there. We've, you know, keep things posted after too. So if
you guys do a good job posting on there, because that is a big job, keeping it current.
Yeah. And
you guys do a great job with keeping that current.
Yeah. But that is definitely the place to find out what's going on. And yep, celebrated 95th birthday today.
Wow.
So it was a lot of fun too to have family out there.
Oh, sure.
Friday night will be the big party to celebrate the holidays, and then December 14th. Yeah.
Open house.
Join us for it all.
For your 10th anniversary.
10
Very
years. Good. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming, Megan. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, as we get ready to transition to our next guest, I just had a couple reminders that I wanted to share with you. Breakfast with Santa is at the Y, and it's this Saturday. This has been going on since the 80s. So here's some pictures here we have of Breakfast with Santa. Oh, those are my grandsons. I see. Ethan and Aiden. So Breakfast with Santa is this Saturday. Tickets are on sale now. They're $3 or $4. Don't quote me. I think they might be $4. Anyway, Breakfast with Santa tickets, just call the Y. You don't even have to go there. You can do it all over the phone. We should have a flyer on Breakfast with Santa. And do you see a flyer on Breakfast with Santa? Nope. Well, then I'll just tell you everything you need to know. Call the Y, 263-9996. Breakfast with Santa this Saturday. There is a time for crafts. There's donuts and fruit and coffee and milk. And you get to write a letter to Santa, and then you get to hand deliver it to Santa and tell him what you really want. And it's for a couple of hours on Saturday morning. You don't have to stay the whole time. You come and do what you want to do, and then you can get on about your day. But for many, many families, this has become an ongoing tradition for them. So don't forget, Breakfast with Santa this Saturday. Next, Salvation Army. They need bell ringers. There it is. I knew we had a flyer. It's okay. So $3, not $4. So there you go. $3, 9:30 to 11:30 on Saturday. Now I wanted to remind everybody, it's the time for Salvation Army to ring the bells. Their goal this year is $180,000, and this is not just money that they need to help people at Christmas. This supports the programming that they do the entire year. So we need to get people at those kettles. We need to make sure that they are staffed. They're all around the community. They're at Farm and Fleet this year. So if you can, please consider calling Salvation Army. I think maybe down at the bottom is a phone number that you can call. Maybe not. Maybe it's just the picture. So you can call Salvation Army. Just look them up. And Sissy's the one that I always talk to. And she will say she's happy you called and get you plugged in. You can even do just an hour, or you can do a half an hour, or you can do all day, whatever works for you. I usually grab every one of our grandkids, and now this year my nieces and nephews, and they all take a shift with me, because you get more money put in there when you bring kids. So make sure that you get Salvation Army called. You are going to get as much or more out of it as they are, because it feels so good to be able to do that. And just visiting and chatting with people as they come in and out of the stores is fun too. You'll see everybody you know. So give them a call if you can. Lastly, the Muscatine Civic Corral is putting on the Gift of Christmas Thursday night. Thursday night we don't have a council meeting because it's the last Thursday of the month. So everybody should be free to go over to First Presbyterian Church at 7 o'clock and watch the Gift of Christmas. First Presbyterian Church on Iowa Avenue. If you know Handel's Messiah, you'll have an opportunity to sing in with that too. John Cook was telling us a little bit about that last week. This is going to be amazing. You're not going to want to miss it if you can get over there. And now I want to talk to and welcome our next guest, Lupe Orr, and she works for Community Action of Eastern Iowa. Thanks for coming, Lupe.
Good evening, Mayor.
Good evening. Now, sometimes I say loopy, sometimes I say lupe.
It's Lupe.
Lupe.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, thank you so much for coming. So you've been at Community Action for as long as I can remember.
12 and a half years.
Wow. Very good. So do you focus mainly on, well, Community Action used to be called Train,
Yes.
right? I can't remember, Iowa East Central Train, something like that.
Yes.
Anyway.
But I can't tell you what train stands for.
I
'cause
can't
it's a
either,
long-
because it was an
Yeah,
acronym,
it
right?
was.
Yes. So now you're Community Action of Eastern Iowa.
Correct.
And you do a variety of things there, right?
We do.
So the biggest thing, though,
Right now, the biggest thing is energy assistance, what we call light heat.
yes.
Which is low home income
housing,
housing
and energy assistance.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got to have those acronyms,
Yeah.
don't we?
We
Oh,
just
for
call it
Pete's
light
sake.
heat for
There
short.
you go.
Or energy assistance.
There you go.
Or gas assistance,
Yes.
as a lot of our customers call it.
So it's open right now, right?
It is.
So people, do they call first and make an appointment, or just go over there?
Both. You can do both. Right now
Okay.
we're taking appointments all day, or you can just walk in.
Either one.
There's two of us that work doing the outreach program for our office here in Muscatine.
Okay.
And sometimes our office manager, Jan, will step in if we need assistance.
Sure.
If we're getting really busy.
So how long does an appointment last?
Appointments usually last half hour at the most.
Okay, so basically it's them saying, you know, this is where I live and this is where I work or don't work and how much money I have. And
Correct. They bring in their information. What we require is social security cards for everyone in the household, their current utility bills, gas and electric if they have both, or propane, whatever heats your home. That's what
Okay.
we assist on.
Uh-huh.
And then you'd have to bring in income verification current to 30 days back, or you can use your 2000, your income for the previous year.
Okay, okay. So they bring all that with them,
They do.
and then you just sit there and...
We sit there and do their intake information.
Uh-huh.
We add all the family members in the household, and
Mhm.
we just go through basic information, and then we scan everything into the system that they bring in,
Mhm.
and we just verify that their income is at our poverty point, which
Sure.
is 175% or below.
All right.
And if they qualify, then they would get an approval at that time.
Right then,
Mhm.
they find out the answer
They
right
do.
then.
If they
That's
have,
nice.
If they have all the information they need,
Sure.
they would get an answer that day.
That's great. And then you, whatever, so say it was $400, then you just deposit that in their,
We
Account?
don't deposit it. It's not as easy as that. It does take a while for them to receive that credit on their account with the utility company that is their heat source.
okay,
So let's say Alliant is the gas
Uh-huh.
company here in Muscatine. That credit would go to Alliant, and we'd have to wait for the state to pay us, and then we have to pay all the thousands of people that we serve
okay.
directly to the utility company.
So it's not going to be right now?
Correct.
It might be next month?
It might be. It
Okay.
takes 6 to 8 weeks.
6 to
give or
8
take a
weeks,
week.
okay.
Mhm.
And then that typically is not going to be enough to cover you for the whole winter though, right?
Correct. Depending on what you heat with
Okay,
and how efficient your home is.
Mhm.
If you have good insulation, weather,
Sure.
windows, and all that, that may last you a little longer. Or if your home is not efficient enough, then
Mhm.
it might not last you
Okay.
a month.
I know I had a family recently I was working with, and they were getting a chunk of money paid on their gas bill,
Mhm.
and they were trying to decide, so then I don't have to pay my bill till it runs out. Well, I was trying to suggest maybe you could just pay $50 every month.
I always suggest that you don't ever quit paying your bill, even if you have credit coming, because sometimes
Maybe next month you won't have any at all, but this
Exactly.
month you could.
even $20 a month
Something.
during the utility assistance program kicks in, then you see having the credit on there, then you can stop paying
Sure.
until credit runs out.
Okay.
So that's what we always suggest.
Now, are there other things besides getting help with your gas bill? So do you still help like with insulation and?
Weatherization is another program of ours that we assist
Okay.
when you qualify and apply with us. That poverty level is a little higher. So if you don't qualify for
Oh.
credit on your utility bill and your
Uh-huh.
poverty level is up to 200%, then you do qualify for weatherization.
which would be like weather stripping. And
They would come in, our Scott County office comes down and they review your home. They do an audit, basically an audit of
Sure.
the house, and see if you need insulation, a new furnace, water heater. They look at their weather strippings, the doors, and all that good stuff to see if you qualify for that program.
Oh, wow. And then they would provide that.
They would.
Even a furnace?
Even a furnace.
Oh, my goodness.
We do have a furnace program if you
Uh-huh.
don't get chosen for weatherization. If your furnace goes out and you're a homeowner and you're on the deed, we do assist with furnace assistance, either repair or replacement.
Oh, my goodness.
So we do
What
have
a
other programs.
service.
Yes.
So how many do you usually see every year?
Furnaces,
Just
In
altogether,
general?
in
Oh.
general? Hundreds in the
Hundreds,
community
yeah.
then? That's
do.
great.
and
What
we
a-
really want to get the word out there because
Oh, sure.
we have plenty of
You have plenty of
funds,
funds
and
to
we
give.
want to use
Oh, yes.
it to the most capable point
Mhm.
that people can come in, and we just need more people to come in and apply because we need
Sure.
them to come in because
So-
we don't want this program to just sit there and the money's just
Oh,
sitting there.
no,
and we
because then
just-
maybe next time they won't give you as much.
Correct.
I always worry about that. So the 175%, they have to be that 175% above poverty level.
175% or below is energy assistance
Right.
credit. If
Mhm.
you're 175.5 or up to 200, you can get weatherized.
You can get the weatherization.
And you're also
Okay.
protected from being disconnected during the winter months.
Until
when you're on
April
a
1?
April
Okay.
1st is when moratorium is stopped.
That's when it stops. That must be a stressful day for people.
It is. It is. We have crisis funds at that point too for people who qualify.
Okay.
We can help up to 300, 400, depending on the funding. We can assist with crisis assistance if they're going to be disconnected after April 1st.
Okay.
So we always tell people, if you get in a bind, just give us a call and we can see what we can do to assist you from being disconnected. Or if you get disconnected, we can try to get you reconnected. And we work with other
that's
agents.
such a great
We work
service.
with other agencies here in Muscatine to.
Sure.
We collaborate. We
Collaborate
kind
with
of just,
MCSA or
Salvation Army and
community services.
services. Mhm.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Especially with, people's incomes being so stretched right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the heat bills they seem to get higher and higher.
We do. We encourage people to come in and apply, even if you think you might be over guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
All we can say is no.
Right.
It's
worth a try.
It is. It really is.
And the last time I looked at the scale, I mean, you really could make a little bit more than you think because you give certain deductions too, don't you?
We do not.
Okay.
It's based on gross income, and there's nothing taken.
So
into
there's nothing
accountability.
taken
Correct,
off. Okay,
yeah.
so it's gross income.
It's gross income.
Okay. But I'm thinking that because there's no deductions off, then it seems to be more to begin with.
Correct. That's why the poverty level raised a little bit within the last
Sure.
few years. It's gone up because we don't take deductions. Before we could do medical deductions and to see if you qualify, but that was just seemed too much for people to come in to see what they.
So it's easier this way.
It is. It
yeah.
is.
So look, if you were a family of 4, that's just a husband and wife and 2 kids, you can make $31,000 a year and still qualify.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's just one person working because the other
$43,000.
Yeah, and
yes,
because someone stays at home with the children because childcare, of course,
is high
yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Sure.
and sometimes there's a medical emergency with a family that no one's working and only one income's coming in, so
That 30-day threshold makes a difference too,
it does.
doesn't
That
it?
just recently changed.
That's nice because you could have been doing just fine and then all of a sudden something happens or you lose your job or
Correct.
so
Correct.
they just need to apply.
They do.
And once you apply for the year, then are you already approved for other programs as they
You
come
are.
up?
We look, that's how the crisis comes in. If you apply for energy assistance and qualified for energy assistance, we look to see if you have ever used crisis assistance with us. And if you haven't within the year, we can look at seeing possibly helping you with that.
Oh, that's great.
We also have in the school supplies. School
Oh,
supplies in the
yes,
summertime.
yes.
We do a lot of school supplies. We start rounding up things, believe it or not, before school ends. We try to get the school list, so we get everything in order to start collecting donations and start putting our lists together. And so if you apply and qualify for energy assistance, you also qualify.
You automatically.
You don't have to come in and apply for school supplies.
You're already on the list.
You just give us a call and we'll do the application over the phone and sign you up and let you know when you can come in and pick those up.
Oh, that's great. And I know this is a federal program, right?
It's funded by different. We have different fundings for different programs, so it all depends.
And I know sometimes periodically special programs will come up that are going to be short term.
Right now,
those are amazing.
Right now we have one.
What do you have right now?
Embrace Iowa is one that the Des Moines Register does, and we take funding for people who sometimes can't afford to get their car fixed, or their washing machine goes out, or they need tires for their vehicle, or maybe they need a new refrigerator. The Des Moines Register gives us funding to assist those people, so we nominate them, and then they get chosen by a group of people in our Scott County office.
Isn't that great?
It's up to $500, so it does help a lot.
Because a lot of families, even if they can make ends meet, and they can on Friday they can cover what they need, and next Friday they can cover what they need. When a catastrophic thing like that comes up, you know, your car breaks down, your washer machine goes out, then that's really not doable. And
beds, a lot of times people, I don't have a bed, or I need medically, it all depends on what the necessity is.
Oh, I love that program.
We also do coats for kids.
Yes.
So we do that starting in October all the way to March, and we do kids from newborns all the way to seniors in high school.
Oh, that's great.
We're also looking for donations on coats.
Okay, so gently used
or brand new coats.
Or brand new coats, just drop them off at the mall. You're in the mall.
Our office.
Yes. Are you guys liking that location?
We do.
Good.
A lot of the older customers don't like it as much because they have to walk a long way from the parking lot into our office.
Sure.
But we always tell people, if you don't think you can make it in by walking, we do home visits, or we can do the application over the phone, all depending on what the situation is. And also we have a wheelchair, so we can also go pick them up curbside and bring them in.
Oh, that's so helpful.
Yep.
That is great.
Yep. There's a lot of different programs that our agency does.
Sure. And I just think it's so neat and so important to be connected all the time, because I know I've talked to Jan several different times, and there'll be a little pop-up program. One time she let me know that they had a 3-month program, and they had where they would match whatever you put in savings.
Yep.
Or another one was where if anything that you can put into pay on your electric bill or your gas bill, they would match.
Yep.
Up to $500.
Since I've been there for the past 12 and a half years, I've encountered that program twice.
Yes.
Yep.
So I encouraged all the families I work with, when you get your tax check back, put $500 on your electric bill or your gas bill.
Yeah.
And then they will pay $500, and now that you're covered.
And it's
a great program.
We're wondering if that's ever going to happen again, depending on funding and how things work out with our funding. There is little pop-up things, but it's been a while since we've had any of that right now going on.
So what's the best way for people to stay in touch with you where they could find out about programs like that?
Just call our office.
Just call you and find out.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do have a website, but the website, we have other counties that we're a satellite office of Scott County. So we have Cedar, Clinton, Scott, Muscatine, and then Muscatine has a satellite office. I go to West Liberty once a month during energy assistance and school supply time. So I work out of the depot there, and so that's where my satellite office is in West Liberty. So we do a lot of different things.
Sure.
There's different programs too that I'm not involved with, but there's different.
But other people are working on.
Correct.
So they can find out some stuff on the website, though.
They can.
Okay.
Some of the programs on the website are Scott County only, but they can just give us a call and we can definitely answer their questions or direct them to the person they need to talk to.
Well, I know you guys are always so helpful to everybody that I've ever sent there.
Thanks.
So we appreciate it. So you have, 3 or 4 of you in the office?
Our program, which is now called the housing program, but it's outreach.
Yes.
There's the receptionist, Brittany, the other outreach worker, myself, and Jan.
Okay.
But we do have 2 other people in the office, but they work for different departments.
Different departments. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So you're open, I'm assuming, Monday through Friday,
Correct.
9 to 5,
8 to 4:30.
8 to 4:30. Okay. And is someone there over the lunch hour?
Yes. There's
Okay.
always someone there. Sometimes,
always
occasionally,
someone.
we have meetings or someone has to do something.
Sure.
So there's, one of us may or may not be there, but
Okay.
there's always someone there during the lunchtime.
So senior citizens and any other family,
Yeah.
individual, adults, anybody that has a heat bill.
Anybody who thinks that they qualify income-wise, or even if you don't, if you think you're a little over guidelines, still come in and check because you never know.
You never know.
No.
Never know.
And we encourage everybody to come in and apply.
Sure, sure. And even if that's amazing that you have that 30-day, because if they had a tough month.
It used to be 90 days, but they moved it to 30 days because
situations can really change
do.
dramatically
And
in
if
90 days.
And if you don't qualify within that 30 days, you can always reapply if something drastic happens and
Sure.
you lose your job or your income goes down or your hours get cut. You can always reapply again within the time frame. April 30th is the last day for energy assistance.
So they can apply tomorrow through April 30th, anytime in between there.
Yes.
That's great.
One time, if you
One
qualify.
time.
If you qualify, it's a one-time credit on your utility bill. And
Okay. If you don't qualify, keep trying maybe if you're
Correct.
close. Sure.
Correct.
Sure. That sounds great. Thank you so much for
You're
coming,
welcome.
Lupe.
Thank you for
Is there
having me.
any other reminders we need to give the people? How about your phone number?
Phone number is 563-263-9290.
9290.
Correct.
That's easy to remember. Very good. And in the mall, you can walk in or you can call for an appointment.
Correct.
Either way.
Don't park at the main mall entrance.
Where
Park
do-
near Jimmy John's in Santan City and take that mall entrance straight ahead.
Okay. Park near Jimmy John's.
Correct.
All right. Grab a sandwich.
Yeah.
Head
come
on
and
in.
see us.
All
Yes.
right.
Thank you.
Lupe. We really appreciate all you do. You guys have been there for a long time in the community. I remember when they were in a little bitty trailer out behind Wendy's, in a little mobile home trailer.
How long ago was that?
Yeah.
How long ago was
you know
that?
what? Maybe that was extension.
Yeah,
That might have
wasn't
been
us.
extension.
We
You
were
guys were
behind the-
MCC.
Correct.
That's right.
Yeah, that's where I started out
Yep.
at.
Oh, wow. Yep. Long time ago.
Yep.
Well, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
We appreciate it. Well, as we get ready to close out the evening, I just had a couple quick things I wanted to share. Next week on Our City, our guests are Jim Salmons, and he's going to share with us about a program called Laundry Love, and it helps folks get their laundry done. It's a wonderful program, and we've been involved with it for some time. They've been so good at reaching out to service providers in the community. And then Shannon Abel is going to talk about Meals on Wheels that Senior Resources does. No city council meeting once again this Thursday. And lastly, I just wanted to share December 2nd, Sunday night, the holiday train is coming to Muscatine. It's amazing. They do so much good things. They raise funds and food for food banks all across North America. And they are going to be in Muscatine at 7:30 on Sunday. They're going to be at the west end of Riverside Park at Chestnut Street and the harbor. So they're a little bit farther down from where they were 2 years ago. It's a very short program. It only lasts about a half an hour. I'll say a few words, and Lieutenant Christian will say a few words from Salvation Army, and then they'll get right on to the entertainment, which is some wonderful music. But bring a food item. I just wanted to give everybody a heads up. Because of where they're parking this year, it's entirely possible that once the train stops, they're going to be blocking both entrances. And so if you're not already over on the other side of the railroad tracks before the train stops, you're not going to get there. So please, if you're going to come, get there early so you can get over there. And they're not going to let anybody cross between the cars. That's too dangerous. So make sure you get there a little bit earlier. I don't know what the weather is going to be like. They're calling for more storms and and cold, and so who knows, but we hope to have a good crowd. It's going to be a wonderful, exciting evening, something else to kick off our Christmas season. So thank you all for joining us here on Our City tonight. We hope to see you next week and have a great week.
Our City with Mayor Diana Broderson replays on MPW Channel 9, Wednesday at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. and Thursday at 7 a.m. Of course, we're live every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. on Facebook. Email us at ourcity@muscatineiowa.gov.